Hey there. So somebody asked me to put together a little preliminary video on playing the ukulele, or in my case the Banjo Uke, which is really just another ukulele. It's tuned the same way a ukulele is. It's just because it has the banjo head that gives it a little different kind of a sound. Anyway, so despite the fact that the ukulele was the first instrument I ever really played and really tried to teach myself when I was a little kid, I didn't play ukulele for a long, long time. I didn't play anything for a while, and then when I was in my teens, I switched to guitar, and it's only recently that I picked up ukulele again and started playing with it. And so the way I play ukulele is not necessarily the way most people play ukulele, or at least a lot of people play ukulele. Now, for one thing, I like to use a little strap, and I don't put it over my head, I just put it over my right. And the reason for that is a lot of people, when they play a banjo uke, for example, well, regular ukulele has a little more body to it, so it gives you a little bit more to grip onto. Banjo uke, because the head is very small, it's a little harder to get a grip on. And also, I find that if I'm trying to grip it with my hand and then grip it here, it's not freeing up my fingers in my hand enough, and they get too tense and it doesn't flow. So I find that just this little luggage strap that I put on here and put over my shoulder kind of helps quite a bit. A lot of people like to, with the banjo uke, apparently they will grip it here with and they'll actually play here. I don't actually like to do that because I actually frail on the banjo uke, which means I'm, playing this with my thumb and kind of going, because the high string here, so it's the tuning is the very typical, my dog has fleas. That's how I always remembered it when I was a little kid. But it's a G, C, E, A. And the C is an octave up. So I tend to play it the way I would frail a banjo, which is to strike down on either the first string or a couple of strings. So it's strike, strum, and then thumb. So which is not the common way to play it. Most people, they play either with the thumb going, or with the first finger, which is, I think, the George Formby way, which was a very, very popular and influential ukulele player from England. And so he would play with the first finger, just kind of going. So that's how he would play, with just the first finger very loosely. And there are people who play with a pick, but usually they actually make these picks that are made out of felt. So they're not you don't get as sharp a sound as you do with a normal guitar pick. It's a softer kind of a sound. So anyway, so I tend to play with Frailing, and I same way I play on banjo, I will tend to strike, and then I will tend to kind of hammer on or pull off somewhere with one of my fingers on here, so I get, so I'm playing a C. So a C on ukulele, and for anybody who plays guitar, the C on the ukulele is actually the same as the G on the guitar. It's just you're missing the top two strings. So on guitar, you'd be playing here or here, and you'd be playing two strings that don't exist up here. So that would be a G on guitar, but on a ukulele, you're playing it here, and that's a C. So what I tend to do is I will go Frailing style, and then I will hammer on, kind of. And then when you want to go to a G chord is actually played the same way you would play a D on the guitar, which is second string, first fret, or I'm sorry, first string, second fret, first string, second fret, third string, and then the second string at the third fret. So you've got this kind of little triangle cluster here. And so it's like this. And so I will do the same thing. I'll strum. So strike, strum, thumb. But I will also lift up and kind of hammer down. So I will go. That gives like a little extra beat. Because the frailing strum is the. So that's 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm doing is I'm adding that note in between. So it's anyway, so that's your G. So that's your C, your G, and your D chord would really be the same thing. This is how you would play an A chord. So you're playing, and some people prefer to do it. So basically it's the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings all at the 2nd fret. And if you can, some people have flexible enough joints that they can kind of press down on those 3, but still leave the 1st string open. I've never felt comfortable with that, so I always either, I'll do that, or if I want to bar across and then just not really hit that 1st string. Because you get a slightly different chord there. That's actually B minor 7, if you play it that way. But if you want just a real D, so I play it like this, or you can play it like that. And again, I will tend to that's your C. Now an A minor is actually very easy. You play here at this 4th string at the 2nd fret. That becomes your A minor. And if you look up ukulele chord charts or ukulele chords online, it'll bring you to a whole bunch of pictures that just have a listing of the basic ukulele chords, and you can use those to help learn your chords. But what I have found is, you know, when you're playing, there are a lot of opportunities for hammering on or pulling off to add that little variation. So I'll give you an example. In the Frailing Folk Song of the Week I did for 5-string banjo, I did Peaceful Easy Feeling. And the chords are basically all, you know, C, and actually one more chord I should show you is the F. And the F is just here, 1st string, or 2nd string, 1st fret, and 4th string, 2nd fret. So that becomes your F. So we started that out with C. I like the way your sparkling earrings lay against your skin so. Now it goes to the to G. Brown and I want to sleep with you in the desert. So we're going to C. I want to F. I want to sleep with you in the desert tonight, with a million stars all around. Then to that G, round. 'Cause I gotta, goes to F. Peaceful, easy feel, back to C. Back to F, and I won't let me down to G. 'Cause I'm C. Oh, and it goes to that A minor. I'm ready, standing F on the ground. I found out a long time ago what a woman can do to your soul. Anyway, so that's all I'm doing with my hand. I'm doing, that's frailing. Now, one difference between the frailing on the Banjo Uke and frailing on a regular banjo, of course, is that you don't get the same drone, because I actually am fingering this fourth string. So, you know, it's a drone here and here. But then when I get to the a D chord, or for the F chord in this case, or the D, but I really like the way the frailing works. Now, one other option I didn't show you on for playing uke, because you also can play like it's going to be, I like the way the sparkling earrings lay against your skin so brown. I want to sleep with you in the desert tonight, with a million stars all around. I got a peaceful, easy feeling. I know I won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on the ground. It makes it a little bit less of a rhythm instrument, because really it's, when you play it, it's kind of a percussive thing. You can even add more of that same thumb slap that you can get on the banjo if you want to. All kind of depends on the song. Anyway, so I hope that's helpful, and you have a good time with that. Thanks. Bye. And Happy New Year again.